Okay. So today, Hare Krishna, everyone. Today, yesterday or the last time we had finished the summarization of the March 12th, 1974 morning walk of Srila Prabhupada, which he um, was doing which he did in Vrindavan with his some senior devotees. And so in the continuing talk and continuing series, let's take up his March 13th, the next day conversation, which he continued on from here. So let's do this.
No, that business in your country. What is that? Populace, bottomless, yes. No? They want. There is regular business. In India also. In the hotels, there are regular business. You pick up college girls and enjoyed by the guests. So many things are going on this basis of sinful activity. All over. So they become polluted, whole with population, then how they can expect good government? Some of them will take the charge of the government. He is polluted. Digestion. You know that indigestion. You have not digested your food. Any carpenter working in the government are pleased to reply that they are maintaining themselves by selling literature. Similarly, if it comes to the notice of the government that we are maintaining ourselves by production of food, they like very much. In your temple.
Okay, so till now it seems just like a normal conversations that happened, but now he's starting on the same stream of Varnashram College, Gurukul, and such.
Society would go to the Gurukul, and there it would be decided what their work would be.
Yes. First of all, there should be instructor in spiritual life. Then, according to his position, our spiritual life is made. We should always know, but for management, we have to make divisions. What is it?
Actually, the whole society could be Vaishnava.
They're Vaishnava. But because we have got to live in the material world, there must be division of what? If everyone wants to become the brain, will act as leg. That is also required. If everyone says, no, I'm not going to do the work of leg, I want simply to work No, it is needed. The brain is needed, the hand is needed, the belly is needed, the leg is needed. That we have to do. We will work as brain, we will work as hand, we will work as leg. The main aim is how to maintain the body perfectly fit. That should be the aim, how the society will go on nicely. And for management, this hand, leg, brain, belly must be divided. Just like there is slight difference, those who are directly engaged in temple worship and those who are going to sell books, apparently there is difference. But basically there is no difference like that. If one can sell books nicely, why he should be, engaged in the temple worship? He can do better work in that way. But there is no difference between selling the books and temple worship or washing the dish. There is no difference because it is all transcendental. Just like Angani Jasya Sakalendriya Vritti, Krishna's hands and legs. There is no difference. You have read this verse?
Yes, Angani Jasya.
But it's still leg and hand.
So till now, Srila Prabhupada is more or less indicating the same understanding again that we understood from his yesterday's morning walk, that is March 12th morning walk, where a society, well, in a Varnashram college, we saw that we need to identify who is in which Varna, and that identification would be based on their guna and karma, not by birth, but by guna and karma, which is ability or tendency, and of course ability or one how one has been trained till now. So guna and karma is the criteria, and one has to judge by different symptoms. We also learned that, and here Srila Prabhupada is making the point also that it is all transcendental, but one has to see which one is engaged in. So we discussed last time in the summary, it came out that people or devotees or who have transcended or almost transcended, they have become more and more free from the modes. They could function for teaching purposes in different roles, even couple of different roles together. But most everyone, even if they are trying to go towards God and they are trying to develop God consciousness, Krishna consciousness, they would need to be designated, identified, designated, and then trained in that occupation. Not only in the occupation, but the different expectations in that occupation. There are different rules, regulations, different expectations, which the societal order given by God has made it. So just like the Vaishya, the people who do business, they're supposed to maintain the whole society, not that everyone else has to maintain themselves too. So these are certain, and there are many more. For each Varna, there are different qualities, different expectations, but so all that needs to be trained. So here Sherpa is making a slightly different point, but the same end result, that they are all transcendental, but they have, it's like in a body, different functions. And this verse from Brahma Samhita, this is Brahma Samhita 532, says Angani yasya sakalendriya vrittimanti, where where Lord Brahma is basically telling that Lord's body, Krishna's body, is transcendental, and a symptom of that transcendental body is that each anga is part of the body, can do the function of another part. Let's say he can eat with his hand, eat with his eyes, like when we offer to the Lord, that's what he does. He eats with his eyes. He can eat with his legs. I mean, he can do anything what he wants. So similarly, Srila Prabhupada is making that point here, that they're all transcendental, but they're different bodies of the Lord, can do different functions. Different functions interchangeably.
But Krishna says, Yaidam Paramam Guyam. It says, those who repeat this message of Bhagavad Gita are most dear friends to me, and there is no one more dear to me than he. Wouldn't that indicate that a preacher is higher than a
this
worker?
is preaching. This is preaching. To help. Suppose you are preaching, and if I help you, just like I'm preaching, you are helping. You are also preaching.
Also, this building is preaching.
This is also preaching. So it is not that preaching means simply talking. Preaching means everything. The construction is also preaching. The designing also preaching. Everything is, otherwise what is the use of spending so much money if it is not preaching? Yes.
Anything that has to do with propagating Krishna
Yes,
in any way.
that is preaching.
So, if the question was not clear, let me just see. This is a disciple Madhudvish. So he is saying that he's repeating Krishna's statement, his instruction in 18 chapter 60th verse. Yaidam paramam guhyam, says this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Krishna is saying that this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, whoever teaches this knowledge to the devotees, this is Guhyam, is very secret knowledge, highest secret knowledge to other devotees, is the dearest to me. There is no servant dearer than him. So this was the point that here earlier Srila Prabhupada is saying, no, both are transcendental, and it is same whether one is distributing books, which is considered preaching, or temple worship, which may not be considered preaching as such, or which is Lord is saying you share this knowledge with others. So Srila Prabhupada that was the question, and so Srila Prabhupada is answering that in effect temple is also preaching, and how it is he will explain more.
That's like Navavidha Bhakti. Savanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Bandhanam, Dasam, Sakham, Atmani. They're all perfect. But it appears Savan, hearing, is different from Kirtan. Or Kirtan is different from Smaranam, or Padasevanam, or Archanam. But they're all perfect. So one should be engaged either in Savanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, as he speaks. This is the way. Suppose I cannot speak Kirtanam, I can hear. That is as perfect. Savanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu. So one may argue that speaking is better than hearing. No. Both the ways, either hearing or speaking, they are the same thing. Because it is for Krishna. Savanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu. In our society, every work is transcendental for preaching. Every work. But one must be engaged with some work.
That's important.
That is important. Otherwise, every work is preaching. See that everyone is engaged. That there was an advertisement by the railway department. Their monogram was a wheel of carriage. And they are written that every employee of the railway should see that the wheel is running on. Wheel is running on. Now, suppose in the office, the clerks are working, so how will you see the wheel is running on? Because in the office of railway, there is some complaint, there is some claim, there so many things, but that is depending on that wheel. So they should expedite their business so that wheel may not stop. It must go on. It is very nice instruction. That the wheel is going on. Suppose some station has asked for 10 wagons immediately, and that requires the sanction of the division and superintendent. That is in the office. So the class should help the progress that immediately the sanction is done, then the wheel will go on. Do you understand? So everyone can help that the railway wheel is going on. Although apparently it will appear that what this clerk has to do with the wheel going on. Is it clear?
So there's so much to do in Krishna service. Everyone.
Yeah,
can be
that everyone
engaged.
should know. Suppose one is engaged in cooking prasadam. He should see the nice prasadam is served to the workers quickly so that they can take prasadam, be healthy, and go on preaching. So he is helping preaching by cooking. Just like you are walking, and the brain is also working. Go this side, go that side, the car is coming. Brain says the leg, come this side. Everyone is working. The leg is working, the brain is working, the hand is working, the tongue is working. But the business of the tongue and business of the leg is different. The aim being, the central point being Krishna, to help, to serve it, then everything is one. Absolutely. The Mahavadi philosophers, they cannot understand it. They think that Krishna is working like ordinary man. How he can become God? It is Maya. Therefore, Krishna is also Maya. Therefore, we call them Mahavadi.
Leader must be very expert so that people will be happy in their engagement.
Everyone should be expert. The leaders must be expert and the worker must be expert so that may follow the instruction of the leader. If the leader says something and the worker says, I shall consider it later on, then how the leader will execute his leadership? Both them should be cooperating and know that we are all working for Krishna.
So these are, this is how, this is great point Srila Prabhupada is making. He's explaining in more and more detail. And from many different examples, he took first the example of Krishna himself, Angani Yasya, different bodily, uh, like how Krishna's body parts, different body parts can do different functions interchangeably, as but they all work together. And so similarly, he's also making the point here about the railway department, how actually by actually by uh, so this Indian Railway, there was, it seems there was an advertisement to get the more efficiency going, so everyone is on the same page, and they're all working towards the main goal that all the employees, even though somebody is in a clerk in an office, and there were a lot of clerks in Indian Railways, even now they should also think that I am contributing to running the wheel, which is the railway wheel. How? By sanctioning, by cleaning, probably, so many different things people can do to ensure that the trains are always running. So that is the similar, this is a similar point here, that anyone could be engaged, everyone can be engaged in Krishna's service, even though apparently it looks like it is not direct service, especially in the preaching service. Krishna says is the highest to me, is the most closest to me, is the person who does the preaching is the most dear to me. So then he is making the point of prasadam cooking, so that they can go on and people can eat and they go out preaching. So the cook also is preaching in that same manner. So, so these are the different examples Srila Prabhupada gave to explain how a society should be organized and how people in the society should understand themselves. That it is not like a distinction. There is a distinction because everyone's modes are different and everyone's tendencies are different, and likes and dislikes and training is different. But the purpose, the aim should become one, which is to serve Krishna, and especially in his service of telling people about Krishna's message, Krishna's knowledge, God's creation knowledge, teaching that to people. That is the point. And then here, then Srila Prabhupada starts talking about, this is a good example. Bhagwan says, oh, the leader must be expert so that people will be engaged happily in their engagement. Srila Prabhupada again makes the same point, that not just the leaders, but the workers too. Because everyone needs to keep it going. Everyone needs to do everyone's duty. So leader's duty is to make sure everyone is properly engaged, and the worker's duty is to be properly engaged. So that's the cooperation by which the Lord can be pleased, Krishna can be pleased. I think it is.
Somebody was coming back and coming this side. Our man? No.
No. Woman. We have so few compared to other religions, but we make so big propaganda always.
Yeah.
Because
And it is admitted.
direction.
Hare Krishna movement is admitted.
Because we are not lazy like Mayavadi.
Yes. Aham Brahmasmi, I become now Brahma. Stop work. Eat and make your belly. You see all Mayavadi sannyas? No. They think that now I have become Brahma, I have nothing to do. I have become Narayan.
So this is what Srila Prabhupada is referring to is somebody called Mayavadis. Mayavadis, he explains that these are impersonalists who think God is actually not a person finally. He is more of a light, the power, somebody who from whom the person God is coming. And they also say there are many varieties, many varieties of this Mayavadi philosophy which are existing around the world. And one of them is saying, Aham Brahmasmi, and I am the Supreme Brahman also, which means that I am Brahmasmi means also like spiritual, but that can also be taken to mean that I am the supreme spiritual according to these philosophers, which are Mayavadis. And but we see so many people who are saying that they are just hanging around. Um, they say I'm the so they say the to serve the poor. So one philosophy is that to serve the poor, which is called Daridra Narayan. So serve the poor, and because everyone is God, so you are serving God. So it's kind of a like a twist to this Mayavadi philosophy. So the thinking is that people will become more inspired to donate and to for the poor, and like falsely sentimentally elevate the poor to these are not poor, these are actually everyone is God. So by serving the poor people with food, one is serving God. That is not That's the point he's making here. But of course, it is just doesn't meet the smell test. How can God be poor? He's the most opulent. But there is another consciousness which is they are gods, so they need to be served. So that's the right way to look at it. Not to say they are God and they become poor, so they should be served.
If you have nothing to do, then why are you eating? And for one chapati, you'll find there are many Mahavadis. They're busy simply collecting chapatis.
So that's his funny point he's making, that if you're God, why do you need to collect chapatis? You should be providing food to everyone instead of trying to get food from, like begging here and there, trying to get some food, chapati. It's funny, people.
So, what is the time of your starting?
It's starting at 9.
9.
The Prasadam is being served at 8. Yes. First flight comes in.
This Christian land is not available.
There's
I think.
there's been no reliable information on it. They
You
say
can
the
get
man-
from that gentleman.
Okay, so here we finish now. Today, he concentrated on this one point, and it seems this is the central point, because in India, this Varnashrama that he is talking about has been garbled so much, so into caste consciousness, and the caste consciousness brings all this higher, lower, based on birth. It's so corrupted that one doesn't even follow the rules and regulations. Let's say even okay, I'm a Brahmana by birth. Fine, okay, you be a Brahmana by birth, but at least have the qualities, show the qualities, do the duties of a Brahman. No? So it's so corrupted that just by showing Brahman thread, like there is a Brahman thread, one says that, oh, I'm a Brahmin, and now you serve me. I have seen so many times, like it says in the scriptures, when somebody dies, then you feed the Brahmins. And so people who are like working, I myself had that experience. We had to call Brahmin when my grandmother died. So a Brahmin, where, oh, he's going to come at this time. Well, why at this time? Why not in the daytime? Oh no, he's working, no? A job. So once he finishes job, then he'll come. I mean, one is written that a Brahmana needs to be independent. He cannot work for others. That's like a dog working for others. So that is not that's a Brahman bandhu, trying to be a Brahmana, like associating with a Brahmana. So there are so many anomalies in this kind of or corruption in this kind of caste, Brahmin or caste, Kshatriya or whatever different varieties of caste in India that has been created, which, let's say, there always creates oppressor and oppressed. So Srila Prabhupada is trying to educate everyone that don't go in that mentality again, but do it, think properly what God is saying, Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita, that dividing the society doesn't make one caste higher, lower, but it makes a division, a proper division by which the society can function. But finally, the aim of that whole society should be to serve Krishna. Specifically in Lord Chaitanya's mission, and where we are talking about Varnashram College, the purpose should be to serve Lord Chaitanya's mission, which is Sankirtan, which is chanting congregationally the holy name of the Lord. Finish here. Any points you want to make? Anyone? Leo Prabhu, you have any questions? Land here. So tomorrow or the next week, next time, which is the Wednesday, the third of July, we are going to take up, we'll start the most important, like more detailed conversation, morning walk, which Srila Prabhupada did, which is the next day from March 13th to March 14th, 1974, which goes into extreme detail, a lot of information, instructions, details he has given. And by this time now, the disciples who are listening to these conversations last 2 days, they've also warmed up. They've also processed a lot of what Srila Prabhupada has been saying, and they came prepared with many more questions on how it will be implemented. Very interesting to hear and keep writing down. So we'll take that up from Wednesday. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.